Okay, so how do we make a solution that, say, we know the exact concentration? If I said, Evan, give me a 0.05, stop it, 0.05 mole per liter solution of copper sulfate, how would you make it? See, this is what I would have made you guys think about this. Okay, let's actually think about it. What are your ideas? If I said, you need to give me a 0.05 mole per liter solution of copper 2 sulfate, okay, aqueous, how would you do it? What would be some ideas? Yeah?
Get 1 liter and 0.05 moles.
Okay, great idea. Get 1 liter of water and 0.05 moles of copper 2 sulfate. How do I know how much 0.05 moles of copper 2 sulfate is? But does the scale have moles?
You have to convert it to mass.
I have to convert it to mass in grams, yes, and then I can weigh it. Okay, what if I said I only wanted 50 milliliters of it? Oh.
Get a 50 milliliter measuring cup.
Okay, but what if I was okay, good. This is the first constructive idea, yes. Like that I just wanted to make 50 milliliters, not a liter. So I need a 50 milliliter measuring cup, good, okay, yeah. So how much mass would I measure then? Pardon? Yeah, I would have to, well, how many did I say? 50 milliliters? Well, okay, so how much of that is of a liter? A liter, 0.05. Is it? Yeah? Because a liter is 1,000 mils, right? So then I would have to take a smaller percentage of the copper 2 sulfate mass, right? Whatever equivalent, okay? So this is how, this is the whole premise of this lesson, is making solutions. And you guys got it. You need to measure out the solvent, right? And measure out the solute, and then mix them together, right? And then you get a certain concentration. So you guys will be doing this yourselves. You will be making, I think it's a 0.05 mole per liter solution. Anyways, so when, in your notes here, a solution of, here we go, known concentration is called a standard solution. Just in general terms, if you know its concentration, then it's called a standard solution. Now, you guys will have to learn how to make standard solutions, and using the suggestions you just gave me. Now, the first one that you guys suggested is dissolve a measured amount, just like you said, you got to put it on the weigh scale, a measured amount of pure solute, so in our example, measuring out copper 2 sulfate, in a certain volume of solvent, just like you said. Measure out a liter of water. Okay? So this is the copper 2 sulfate solid. So this is like the pure solute, and then we take distilled water, and that's our solvent. Okay. Sometimes though it's like quite granular, like kind of like if you get rock salt, like it's like kind of stuck together. So if it's really stuck together, you have to grind it with a mortar and pestle. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyways, now maybe this is what Rachel was thinking originally when you answered your question. I'm not sure, but say if we made that liter that we'd suggested before, like the whole liter, of the copper 2 sulfate, and I said I only wanted 50 mils. What could I do? I could just pour it in. But what if, now, say I wanted 0.02 mole per liter solution. So like a more diluted one. What could I do to my original?
You just add water.
Just add water. Okay? You'd have to measure out a certain amount, obviously, according to your calculations. So this is the second option if I already have a solution made, and I can dilute a standard solution, okay? So that's the two ways to know the exact concentration. Take a measured amount into a measured amount of solvent, or dilute something that you know. So to prepare a solution of a known concentration from solid solute, what we do. So there's a couple steps. The first one is calculate the mass of the solute required to achieve the specific concentration of volume. So this is like what you said when, you know, Robin, you said, well, sometimes you have to, if you're given moles, just like mole per liter, you have to convert that to mass, okay? Now, these are the formulas that you'll need to use, is your N equals C times V, or your C equals N over V. We did that, right? Concentration. Yeah. And we will have to use our mole conversion formula too.
Where do you write that?
You could just write it on the side of your notes there. So, what does this look like? There's some copper 2 sulfate, weighing it on a weigh scale, okay? So, if you're being told, explain the procedure of how to make a standard solution of blah, 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 your first step, and you actually have to write this out, you know, like when you're doing your questions, is weigh blank grams of blank, you know, and you would write that in, okay? So that's like the first step. I'll do one with you, so, okay? So, yeah, measure, and then you'd say how many grams of, you know, in my example, copper 2 sulfate. Okay, the second thing you do is you dissolve the solute in blank milliliters of water, and you tell me how many mils of water it would be. Generally, first, what we recommend is that you dissolve it in half of the water required first, and then you mix it, and then, so that's why it says half the volume, so then you transfer the solution to a blank millimeter volumetric flask, okay? So it depends on how big a volumetric flask you'll use, because some are bigger than others. So see, most of you only have hundreds. So like this is a smaller flask, right? So, and it says it's 100 milliliters. So this is a volumetric flask, meaning that it gives you a very specific volume. That at this line is exactly 100 milliliters. The bottom of the meniscus would be. So you would add in, so you transfer it in, and then you carefully fill it up from there. You know, with just like one of those squeeze bottles and a funnel, so that, you know, at the end you're just giving like little drops, so that you can't like pour some out, right? Because then it's not the right concentration. So this is what you use. What is it called? Good.